David, I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through. All right, mate. Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're going to have to run the news tonight. Now, don't worry. It's not hard, and I'm going to stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm going to give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens. Right, look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down. Underneath that, you've got the screens. The one on the right is the broadcast screen. That's what the viewers are seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, the four small screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio, and you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left. Don't worry, I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left. These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again. You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain... Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk. You can see a load of videotapes on the left. They're your adverts. Pick any three and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again.
Four old ladies from East Grinching.
Right, the tapes are loaded and we're all ready for when we get to the first ad break. That's great. Any second now, you should be getting a signal through from the studio. Stay on your toes, mate. It's election night, so all eyes are on this room. We do not want to get fired.
Sit back and relax with multiple award-winning movie.
When you get the signal, select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
Corn and mayonnaise?
You know seafood makes me cry. Pasta.
Yeah, I thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody. It's how I show love.
You're trying to kill it.
It's
And
the
yet
national
you
weather
insist.
report.
Going
The
5,
BBC
4.
until tomorrow. But now, it's time to join Jeremy Dawson.
Good evening.
for the
I'm
national
Jeremy
weather.
Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay, we're all good. Next thing is going to be to throw the news titles on screen 2. There'll be a countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market. Top chat. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hamsleeves wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Meghan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Bunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic...
Right, button 2 in 3, 2, lovely, mate. Next thing is to throw back to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes.
Going in 5, 4.
Bit early there, mate.
But first, the votes are in and it's a decisive win for Advance. The landslide
We usually get a bit of interference at this time of night, so keep your eye on the machine at the bottom right. All you have to do is keep the green wave in the white bit. You can move it up and down using the scroll wheel.
change. But critics have accused him of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague. The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly. However, former Home Secretary...
Great, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but keep your eye on the clock.
To hear the co-leader's acceptance speech.
And 3, 2, 1, advert.
1 minute back, everybody. Jeremy, I need you to fill out.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Oh,
Thought I'd ask him about the election.
personally, I wouldn't try to confuse him with any big words.
the same policy we use with you. I thought that was our little secret. Doesn't remember anything.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship.
Me too.
Yeah.
But you ended up filleting Satan for the salty crunch.
Wicked. We've made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multicam sequence, because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long, 10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
All wheat!
We're coming back from the break. Quiet in the studio.
Thank you so much.
10 seconds, everybody. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first
Get
off,
ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolfe, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare
Right,
to
go
the
to
shop
Blunderclatch on screen 3 when she says his name.
by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among the...
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the Rat, that's Peter Jensen, the director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction.
Wonderful chap.
Lovely. Now back to Thunder Twat.
Worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. What a wild ride this has been. I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels. Often, doesn't it? That's how it doesn't it? Bleeding, doesn't it? Giving, bleeding, suffering, giving for one's audience, suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference. I suppose in the end, I do it for the people that I inspire. I do it for the people, the little people. Inspire. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change. Most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Indeed. Historic. Difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. Difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, one should always strive not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Well, don't worry, you won't do it
Sorry,
again.
I said fuck.
No,
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
which opens next week.
Right, they've swapped the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lod's Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look. Exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
Looks like Blunderclatch is losing it in the studio, but we ain't got time for that now because there's more interference coming in, and this time it's a bit trickier. When you need to adjust the height or the width of the wave, hold down middle mouse and move the mouse around.
You think I don't know that? You think I don't know that?
No, Lance, we mustn't. No, Lance, we mustn't.
Dr. Lance to you, Miss Flanagan. Flanagan.
Did it for you, baby. All for you.
Dr. Hemlock.
I'm gonna change the world.
Dr. Hemlock.
Change the world. Go ahead, listen to it.
Dr. Hemlock.
You told me,
Dr. Hemlock.
but I didn't listen. Told me.
Doctor.
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
You need to see this.
No, it's all too late.
To see this.
No, it's all too
Look at
late.
this! Look at this!
The sterility. The sterility is falling. It's falling. This is the key.
Stop it.
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in.
We have to ask ourselves if we should.
Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you've probably noticed, the broadcast screen here is about 2 seconds behind the master screen here. When someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button or the spacebar on your keyboard for as long as the swear word lasts. It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you gotta do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now. As you turn it up, you'll hear the advert getting louder. Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up, count 1, 2, and hold it down.
95 minutes from the coast, and with more than 2 areas of outstanding natural interest. Isn't it time your family...
Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live. That's too late. You can use the number buttons on your keyboard, 1 to 4.
Running the country. Seriously?
We've had worse. 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to advance headquarters. I'm told we can now go live to advance headquarters. Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury are about to make their acceptance address. Are about to make their acceptance address.
Cut to the outside broadcast.
Go for it, Pat.
Shall I start?
Get
Okay.
ready
Go
to
for
bleep.
it.
Thank you all for coming.
Start.
Thank you all
Where
for
do I
coming.
start?
And, well, what a
Where
day.
do I start? They said we couldn't do it. They said we couldn't do it. Every dirty, low-down, lying, every southern bastard trick against southern you. Against what? You saw right through there. You saw
I'm
right
sorry about
through
the language there.
Sorry about
the
that. I've had a
language.
couple of celebrations. Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebrations. Coarser than the ground is funny. Coarser than the ground is...
memorably. But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that advance are not a political party. Advance are not a political party. When things are going well. A party is what you have when things are going well. Suffering. You don't need a party. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. A team that can change things. A team that can change. But today is day one of a new future. Fairer future. A better. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. For them the party's over. They shouldn't be putting their shitting pants on and opening their checkbooks.
Again, not inaccurate, but not before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. To pass the Working with the Wealth Office, we have produced working with the tax office. Every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know this sort of probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore. No more hiding wealth funds or creative accounting. Trust funds or creative accounting. Unavoidable set of tax laws. Unavoidable
all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. I've got nowhere to hide. We revoke your passports. We revoke your passports. You want to leave like you threatened before the election. That's fine. Before the election. That's fine. You're going to pay first. You're going to pay up.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals to properly fund health and education, to raise the living standards of us all. To raise the living standards of us
said we'd have to raise billions. Said we'd have to raise you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours. When we've reclaimed what's ours. That's absolute. So to you posh twats.
The people who pay your pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The people whose children you raise. The people whose children you raise. Advance have this to say to you. Advance have this to say to you. We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards. We will put the wealth of this country back. We will put the wealth of this country back in the hands of the people who created it. In the hands of the people who created it.
Today.
Yes. It ends today. It ends tomorrow. Today. We'll start making it fair again. We'll start making it fair again. Promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, you'll get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Well, interesting acceptance speech there. And our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we got that bleeped out for you in time. Someone's going to be in trouble. If not, someone's going to be in trouble. So, as the country braces itself, that's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under advance. I'm Jeremy Dawson. Have a peaceful. And we're
Right, looks like you've got it now. Thanks for all the help, mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave. Probably won't be coming back. Job's yours, mate. Good luck.
I'm not bad.
This is some weird fever dream. Am I dying now?
Now you can have me, Johnny Hamsey, right there.
I'll see you tomorrow night.
You're not coming for a drink?
No, got a date.
Try not to get murdered.
Happy day. Me and the lights are playing away.
few moments, we'll be going live to tonight's national nightly news. But before that, let's take a look at what's coming up later on tonight on Channel 1.
At 7 o'clock, it's the semi-final of the quotation game, and it's a nail-biting
This tonight, as a team of... In a few moments, we'll be going live to tonight's national nightly news. But before that, let's take a look at what's coming up later on...
Tonight on Channel 1. At 7 o'clock, it's the semi-final of the quotation game, and it's a nail-biting quiz tonight, as a team of nuclear physicists take on 4 old ladies from East Grinching. That's followed at 8 p.m. by award-winning documentary series The Shape of Now, which tonight looks at the history of the knee-length sock and its importance during the Great Blackouts of 1871. Not one to miss. At 9 p.m, sit back and relax with multiple award-winning movie The Freedom of Being Colin, taking us all the way up to 11:15, where, as usual, Dr. Adrian Atkinson-Brimey will be grilling his guests in Incisors, and tonight sees a return for leading economist Katie Brightman. Finally, at midnight, it's the National Weather Report, before we say good night until tomorrow. But now, it's time to join Jeremy Donaldson for the National Nightly News. Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
Our main stories tonight. Moving on up, the election win that experts said just couldn't happen. Hopeful or hostile? Controversy as... The votes are in, and it's a decisive win for Advance. Is the biggest election win in living memory.
In a few moments, we'll be going live to tonight's national nightly news. But before that, let's take a look at what's coming up.
Right, click on rushes and let's have a look at those. Right, this is the rushes room. It's pretty simple. The 4 screens you can see, they're going to show you the 4 signals you got from the studio during the actual broadcast. Difference is you can mute any combination of them, so you can have a listen to the stuff you weren't allowed to show. Select the broadcast and give it a go. And when you're done listening to the backstage secrets, hit back.
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know seafood makes me come out in pustules.
Yeah, I thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody. That's how I show love.
You're trying to kill me.
And yet you...
These aren't my cards. Please tell me these aren't my cards.
No, they're the right...
They must see that.
Oh no, I think they think you won't have anything to say. Oh, for God's sake, come on, it's a huge day.
Absolute bonehead. I don't care, Rob. I'm not doing it. I agree to do one beastly interview a day. I mean...
Seconds, everybody.
I'm a lawyer and a team.
I'm not fat, but you are. Don't worry, Len.
you.